Recording.
This is something that I hate so much. I hate that this is happening. I started getting these terrible headaches. I started getting really dizzy until finally I started actually losing my vision. Today is day one of a multi-day circus of medical testing.
Circus.
To figure out what has gone wrong with Jade.
Just giving Jade a pep talk. So look at the scans, and they're going to be super clear because she can hold really, really still.
I'm so
She's
good
the
at
best
holding
at laying still.
It's one of my talents. So we have just embarked. It's early. The sun's only just rising, and it's summertime, which means it's really early. We're about to embark, or we have embarked on a 1.5 hour journey by public transit. It's only like a 20-minute drive, but we don't have a car, so.
Taxis are a bit expensive.
Taxis are so expensive. I mean, not when you compare it to the cost of these tests.
Yeah, bring that.
Like now it's just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
But
I am going blind, which sounds very dramatic because it kind of is. It all began subtly, darkening around the edges, strange spots. The ophthalmologists baffled, no answers. But they did agree that all my other symptoms suddenly seemed way more serious. So, off to neurology I went. Cue the brain MRI.
that was
Down one to go.
one left.
The big concern at the time was multiple sclerosis. The scans, though, did come back totally normal, which was a relief but left more questions than answers about what was going on.
Healing conversion.
Meanwhile, my body was rapidly falling apart. Headaches became migraines, dizziness became falling, then fainting, blurriness became blackness, aches evolved into pain. You get where I'm going with this. The weirdest thing of all, I think, of the symptoms was actually my sense of time stopped existing. So, what did my lovely neurologist diagnose after all that? Drumroll, please. Dry eyes. Dry eyes. He suggested over-the-counter eye drops and told me to go back to the ophthalmologist. Right. Needless to say, I needed a new doctor. And Brett took care of it. He dove into research about my symptoms and found out that one of the world's top neurosurgeons was right here in Barcelona. At my first consultation, it was clear that my symptoms weren't actually some mysterious cocktail, hypochondria, or even dry eyes. That alone was incredibly validating, but we need more information, which means some super special, super expensive imaging. Today is MRIs and CT scans. Tomorrow, they are going to electrocute me, but we'll talk more about that later.
Right now, Jade is in her appointment, and I wasn't allowed to go in. She's just getting a bunch of scans, so I'm just wandering around the city a little bit. I found a library, but I don't know if I'm allowed to go in. I'm sure I am, but it's a nice day, so I found a park. It's been a... I don't know what else to say. We got Jade back.
I feel like a piece of poop.
Feel like you are full of radiation?
Probably. Do you know how long it's been since I've had an American marshmallow? Too long.
The doctor apparently didn't have any stickers for Jade, so
I think it's
we had to stop by the candy store.
Tanglewood's wine and meals now. Now, I don't know how to say now in Spanish. They had me do 3 MRIs and 8, maybe 10 CT scans. Because I had to redo it a couple times because I moved. The thing was, like, I had to hold my neck in weird positions for this different CT scans, and it made me feel so woozy. After the first time, I put my head back normal, and I genuinely thought that I was going to pass out in like on the table. And I was like, shoot, like if I pass out on the table, they're gonna make me go to the hospital. That'll be such a headache. But I didn't pass out. I just felt like it. So
Good job.
winning.
Good job. Yep.
Day 2 of testing. I think today's the day that after the test I'm going to feel really crummy.
That way I have to come today.
Yeah, I can't come without a companion, they said, because they don't want to have to take care of me afterwards. So I have to bring my own caregiver.
I'm your emotional support animal.
I think so, yeah. Or service dog? I don't know. Are you going to be carrying me out of there?
Potentially.
We'll see.
There's guide dog.
I already feel awful today. I think probably the radiation yesterday.
The radiation.
Yep, I think so.
Got microwaved yesterday.
No, I don't know. I don't know why I feel awful. Probably the same reason why I always feel awful lately. We're about to find out tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, today's just another test day. And then tomorrow we go see the doctor and he'll tell us what the tests say. Hopefully.
Leche frío.
Today, Jade is getting an evoked potential test, which, despite sounding like a high-concept art exhibit, is actually just a way to see if her nerves are behaving themselves. Unlike an MRI or a CT scan, there's no giant tube or loud clunking noises. It's just some stylish electrodes on her scalp, her hands, her feet, and then a few mystery spots we're going to not talk about. The goal is to measure how quickly and how clearly her brain and body are passing messages to each other. I offered the multimeter, but she refused.
That was a good catch. Okay, so it takes 7 minutes to bike from that rack to this rack. Every single time, no matter how much you push it. 7 minutes. And the trains come every 10 minutes, and right after we rented the bike, the train passed, which means we've got approximately 2 to 3 minutes before the next train shows up. So that's it now. Run! Just kidding, I had my timing wrong.
Supposedly, this is all painless, but the doctors did mention that it sometimes can get emotional. Something about electricity stirring up the soul, no idea. Nerves in general are just kind of weird.
That's the last train. I'll be behind. More stairs. So many stairs.
Figure out where we go from here.
Yeah, I got really overheated.
Eat our croissant.
Croissant would be good though. My hands are covered in train.
I can eat through the bag.
Okay.
Probably not through the bag.
Today I remembered to put deodorant on. I forgot yesterday, and then my first MRI that I did, they had me laying on my stomach with my hands above my head like this, and then put me in the tube, and so it's just like me and my own body odor. I'd never forget to put deodorant on again, like torture. It was like actually comical. I laughed by myself in my little tube.
Your little tube of BO.
My little tube of BO. It was really painful, like waiting late too, actually.
We only made it halfway across the street before our crosswalk ran out.
So, croissant rape. I'm lagging. I told Brad, like, I feel like I'm walking through molasses. I'm like, are you walking faster than normal? Apparently he's not. We constantly are getting sick. Every time we're in public transit, no matter how much I wash my hands, there's always so many sick people. My immune system is like out for the count right now. I watch the trainer.
I wasn't able to really film in there because we were in a hospital and hospital rules. Anyways, Jade
I feel
did her
like
test. She now feels like rubbish.
not like garbage.
Rubbish.
Specifically rubbish. I feel a little rubbery. Maybe that's where the word rubbish is coming from. I feel like I can't even describe how I feel. It's gnarly in a bad way.
Day 3.
Day 3. Today we find out whether or not we have any answers.
Did all the testing the past 2 days, and now we go to the doctor and see what he says.
All of that testing has taken a toll on me. I don't think I haven't really talked about it all yet, so I'm gonna have to give a whole debrief. But like yesterday, after getting electrocuted for funsies, I went home and slept for, I don't know, 5 hours. It did not feel very good. And I cried during the test. It was a little bit embarrassing. It was just like, it wasn't voluntary. It was like an involuntary response. I guess some people laugh, some people cry, but the body just has to get the stress out. I wish I'd had the laughing one, but instead I just had just water gushing down my face. Like, can we take a minute?
They were really sweet. Like, they were great.
Yeah, she felt really bad.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm sorry you're scared. I'm like, I'm not scared. I'm not stressed. It doesn't hurt. I'm just crying. I feel like the test took so much out of me that I don't even have anything left to be nervous about today. I just feel nothing.
Well, we've already seen this doctor. We really like him. The office is great. It's like...
So you're not stressed?
No, I'm having extra not stress so that you don't have any stress.
I just said I'm not stressed.
I know, it's because I'm so low stress.
Oh.
I'm taking all the credit.
Thank you.
Cool.
Really appreciate that.
Just headed to the doctor. It's best to show up to the doctor really sweaty, so that way they know you're sick.
Which test is this?
Spinning chair test.
Cranial instability.
Nerves. I appreciate the providing spinning chairs.
We're in the waiting office.
Just us sitting here waiting. So okay, get your feet out.
I feel like if you go to the doctor and you have to wait forever before your appointment because they're way behind because they've been talking to the previous patient. Those are always the best doctors. Like, I would rather wait here for an hour after my appointment time and then see the doctor who goes over because he gives his patients like the time of day. You know what I mean? I've had a few doctors like that and they're always the best ones. Any second now, that door's gonna open. Come on, door, open.
Well,
This is definitely a comfort meal.
I was going to say comfort spaghetti. These are my I'm sorry your body and your life is falling apart flowers.
Here's some falling apart flowers to go with.
Perfect. It's okay, we can fuse you in there. We've reached the eating our feelings phase of the finding out bad news
Yep.
process.
Got bread and candy and dinner.
So many things. Who needs summer bodies? Not us.
Not us. We're doing surgery bodies.
I almost ruined everything. Opening in the wrong place. That's cool.
Easy open packaging.
Next up, we have the crying on the kitchen floor segment. I know our kitchen isn't very big, but we make do. Not featured was the tequila shot segment, but I don't want to be a bad example. But crying on the kitchen floor, that's an okay reaction to bad news. That one's fine. Totally healthy.
I wonder if that's normal.
Crying on the kitchen floor.
I feel like it's not that unusual.
You know, like this or the bathroom floor, but there really isn't room in the bathroom.
No. There's barely room here.
This is my spot. If I'm sad and I go missing, Brett has to look for me right here. These are like more like angry tears. Like I'm not that sad. I'm just kind of pissed off. I'm just like come on, just give me a break. Like I keep giving everything my 100%, and then just something out of my control just knocks me back down, like from infancy. Like
Your boy's concerned.
I know. You want me a service dog again? Unfortunately, you can't. Because you've got bad
You're
hands.
too old, Grandpa.
That can make me sadder. I haven't been able to make this video for weeks. I keep trying and I keep saying it all wrong. I'm just gonna try again. I really want to be talking to you guys. I'm ready. So here we go. At the appointment, we looked at the images. In the images, we were able to take measurements. By we, I mean not me, I mean the specialists. Take measurements and give a diagnosis. It's a nice diagnosis in that it is not subjective at all. It's totally analytical based on the measurements. So what it is CCI and AAI. So cranial cervical instability and atlantal axial instability. Cranial, atlas is the very top vertebrae in the neck, and then axis is the second vertebrae in the neck, and it's unstable, meaning that the connective tissues, the tendons and the ligaments, are not doing their job of holding up the weight of my head against gravity. So over time, they're becoming weaker and weaker, more and more injured basically, and my head is just continuing to sink. So my skull is continuing to just like sink onto my spine. And what that is doing is it is compressing my brainstem, and it is pinching very important, well, pretty much like the nerves go through there. It's like the nerve junction box for your whole body, your spinal cord and your brainstem is right there. And so all of that is being squished and compressed, and that is what is leading to my super weird conglomerate of symptoms, which I can put a list in the description if you want. So then the question is why and what caused it and what's next. So first we're going to start with what caused it. This is a COVID complication. I had really, really bad long COVID, made me very sick, and the virus attacked the connective tissues at the base of my skull, at the top of my neck, and injured them. My other diagnosis is a tethered spinal cord, which is usually congenital. It's usually something that you find out like when babies are born. In my case, it's not congenital. It is caused by scar tissue called fibrosis in the base of my spine that is causing my spinal cord to be stuck to the side of my spinal column. So the nerves aren't able to move freely like they're supposed to. And also, this is a COVID complication for me. The fix, major surgery, like big super specialized, dangerous surgery. The first would be a detethering surgery, which is where they would go into my lower back, go into my spinal column, and manually cut the scar tissue to free up the spinal cord. After that, I am now a candidate. The next steps forward for my CCI and AAI, my CCI here, would be to get a fusion. And what they would do in the surgery is fuse my skull to the top 2 vertebrae, and basically mechanically then it would hold up the weight of my head so that all the important goodies in there are no longer being squished. I would lose 50% of my range of motion in every direction forever. It'll really impact my life, like free diving, rock climbing. These are things that will become really difficult. But right now they're also really difficult because I'm unwell. And so, I mean, the main question for me that I keep asking after this happened is, why won't my tendons just heal, right? They were damaged. They're injured from the COVID virus. They're injured. Why won't they heal? You might be asking the same question. And basically the answer is because there's not a lot of blood flow getting to that area. And the blood flow is where all of our nice healing cells go to fix it up. So it's a very difficult area to heal, and it heals really slowly. There is one other option that I've been informed of, and that is a stem cell procedure doctors doing out of Colorado, like Denver area. I could try that, and basically what they would do is they would extract bone marrow from my spinal column, extract the stem cells, and then inject them directly into the tendons and see how well that heals. And supposedly it is pretty promising. It's not something that would be covered by insurance. I don't have USA insurance anyway, but like, just to give you guys the picture, it's pretty experimental. But the doctor, actually, I was reading on his blog, is a sailor. So, I mean, if you guys know him, say hello for me. In the meantime, the last few weeks, the last like while, I have been working with a super specialized, very careful chiropractor. I have seen significant improvement in my symptoms from working with the chiropractor. Significantly less disabled now. My vision has almost completely returned. And then it's actually really interesting, after an adjustment, I have about 10 days and I get progressively worse. And like my vision starts to go away, then I get the adjustment, and then it's better for a while. What's next? I don't know. I really don't know. We haven't told really very many people about this yet. This is my first announcement to the world. We've only told a few members of my family. We've only told a few close friends. Actually, some good friends of ours turned us on to the science behind hyperbaric chambers, which I had never learned before. And so I'm actually thinking that might be a good first place for me to start. The hyperbaric chamber therapy, if you do it for enough days in a row, like the way it works is it makes your body release its own stem cells, and then those stem cells can go through and be healing. So for me, I guess what I'm saying is, at this point, it's about weighing cost versus benefit, both cost of risk and cost of financially. And so my 3 things to try that I have right now is the hyperbaric chamber therapy, release my own stem cells through natural processes, semi-natural processes. It's going to be the least expensive, it's going to be the least risk. Next up will be the stem cell injection therapy in Colorado. That is going to be more expensive. I think it's like $10,000 to $15,000, somewhere in that range, and more risk. I mean, anytime doctors are touching spinal cords, I mean, that's risky. And then again, they're going to have to be injecting that back into the spinal cord up here. Things go wrong, suddenly I am paralyzed. I don't think that would happen. I think they're very good doctors, but there's risk. And then the next thing after that would be to do the fusion and the detethering surgery with the neurosurgeon. That one is going to be the most expensive. I'd be out somewhere around $100,000. Yeah, it's just kind of a bummer. And then as far as the tethered cord goes, I think that there's no avoiding that surgery. I haven't been able to find anything, any alternative treatments, anything really, because the scar tissue is just really pervasive. So that will probably have to be surgically fixed. That alone might improve some of my symptoms, because right now that's actively pulling my brainstem down. Some people who get CCI, they can wear a collar, cervical collar, that holds their head up for them, which temporarily, while they're wearing it, can alleviate the symptoms. I can't do that. That makes me way worse, because when we pull my head up, it pulls on that tethered cord from that scar tissue. And so then it like pulls on my brain. It's a whole thing. Where I'm at, I'm working on alleviating symptoms. I've chopped my hair off, as you can see, because I can't regulate my body temperature right now. I've been wanting to do a long time anyway, and I like it. I think it turned out to be nice. And also to give access to my neck for like all the different, like the chiro and all my PT stuff, and helps it be a lot cooler. I'm working on figuring out. We're just figuring it out. Now that I've been seeing improvement, we have started sailing again with help from some friends on board with us for the last few weeks. So we've been filming a lot. We're going to be working again. I'm going to be working again, making videos to share with you guys, which I'm really looking forward to. This whole sitting around, kind of just being in bed, has been really hard on me. If I'm being really honest, like this has been a huge relief in some ways, because because this all started like a year and a half ago, and it was exponential. So at first I had symptoms, but they were just so mild and so abstract, and then, you know, at the end it really got bad fast. But for most of building this hardtop, I have just felt so sluggish. So I'm like, I no motivation. I'm so tired. I kept thinking, you know, back when we rebuilt the boat, we did the bilge, like I could just go and go and go. I'm like, am I just getting old? Like, I'm 27. Is this what happens in your late 20s? Like, I thought I had a couple more decades before I really slowed down. And I had that really big burnout from working too much, definitely during the Atlantic crossing, right? And so I'm like, am I just not emotionally recovering from this burnout? I started seeing a therapist. I just can't feel like, I just feel so off. Like, I don't feel like myself. I don't know what's going on. Am I falling apart? Am I having a mental breakdown? Like, what's happening? What was really happening was that my brain was being squished just a little bit, just enough, slowly, that I didn't raise all the red flags right away, right? And then I started having misinterpretations in my peripheries. I'd see something and not know what it was. And that went on for months. I must just be so stressed. Like, I've got so much stress. I need to do yoga. Like, what's going on? Why? Or I'm like Googling like early signs of schizophrenia, talking to my doctor, my therapist about that. I'm like, is this what's going on? It wasn't. And then I started getting these terrible headaches. I started getting really dizzy. And so then I talked to my doctor. They're like, oh, you just need to drink more water. So then I'm drinking more water. It's not helping. And on and on and on and on, until finally I started actually losing my vision. And when I actually started losing my vision, at that point it was like, okay, all the alarm bells are off. This isn't right. I cannot blame this on my mental health. This isn't because I'm too stressed. I'm not lazy. I'm going blind. I'm losing my vision. This is serious. And so then we started actually like looking for the medical testing, which I'm really glad we started it at that point, because it took a little while to get the diagnosis, like 6 months. And during that time, I got so much worse, until by the end, I genuinely was almost 100% of the time bedridden, because my symptoms were so severe, and I was in so much pain. A lot of my pain has gone away with the chiropractic work, so I'm feeling like my body's responding well to what we're doing so far. So I feel like that makes me a good candidate for the alternative therapies. At this point, I am holding out hope that I can avoid a fusion. That is my main goal in life right now. Avoid a fusion and get better quickly. Because I don't want to be sick. It's really hard for me to make this video because, well, for me, these videos really are preserving pieces of my life, and I love that about it. This is something that I hate so much. I hate that this is happening. And so to make a video about it, to talk about it, is to immortalize it for me. That's how it feels for me. But I also have wanted to make it because I just miss making videos. I miss connecting with you guys. I've self-isolated. Oh, yeah. So one of the craziest things that I'm experiencing is just time dilation, like weird time perception. So it's been months. It's been months since I've like really been making videos, and I mean, there's been months between a lot of my videos that I've published on here. And for me, it doesn't feel like it. Like, it just feels like a few days or like a few weeks. Like maybe 6 weeks at most for the past year. It's really odd. My perception of time got very, very warped by whatever was getting smushed. I don't know. I think that's actually been like a major part of the struggle that I've been having. Yeah, I guess so. My parting words for you guys is that we are sailing now with some help of some really good friends of ours, and they've been helping us out. They just got back to the boat and their dog is very excited. She's barking. Anyway, I'll sign out now. So we're sailing. We're gonna be making videos. I've got a bunch of videos in the bucket and I'm feeling well enough to make them, and I can see the computer screen again, which is huge. A little bit of double vision still, but I think I can be making videos for you. If you know anything about this, if you have any experience with this, if you have any honestly weird advice, give it to me. I'm gonna try everything. Do I need to eat turmeric under the full moon? Sure, let's do it. When's the next full moon? Want to meet up? Like, if I need to go to Nepal and hum in the mountains, I will do it. I really don't want that fusion. I really, at this point, that's the goal. Okay, sorry that I disappeared for a while. I wasn't emotionally capable of making this video. I am now, and yeah.